It's story time and welcome. My name is Champagne J. This is a story of Brexit. Are you sitting comfortably? Good, then I shall begin. Britain is a proud island. For centuries we stood alone, now we stand alone again. Other countries like Croatia and Spain need to be part of Europe because they are clearly cowards. But our country is special, and other countries are queuing up to get what we have to offer, whether it is music of Sting or any of our several mild cheeses. This is the future. Europe is very different from Britain. For instance, their windows open inwards rather than outwards, and it is almost impossible to buy Monster Munch in Bulgaria. No wonder we could not get along. The British are known all over the world for keeping calm and carrying on. Oh, I apologise. That was Keeping Calm and Carry On Films. If you were born in a certain year, you will know what I'm talking about. That's just a sidebar. Others envy our sense of humour. We do not get worked up. We behave with common sense and treat each other with polite, good manners. Brexit has been Britain at its best. Being in the European Union is terribly complicated. Leaving it is terribly complicated too. Luckily, the choice on the ballot paper did not look very complicated at all. It was something about freedom of bananas. Like a lot of his friends, Iggy was not very interested in the European federal politics. He did not know whether to vote Remain or Leave. He was hoping there would be a third option to kick the Prime Minister out of a window. He would have been happy ticking that box. A lot of the arguments for staying in Europe were not very convincing. Some people called it Project Fear. But sometimes you have to take a risk for good things to happen. Leaving was the will of the people, sighs Angelica's father. He voted to leave. Angelica voted to remain. But she feels the same way. It is the will of the people, she sighs. They stare at the ducks. They like ducks. Ducks are better than people. The Prime Minister organised the referendum because he was sure everybody would want things to stay exactly as they were. But it turned out that not everybody was having as nice a time as the Prime Minister. So the Prime Minister ran away. It was quiet in the Prime Minister's shed. Brexit gave us lots of exciting new words like Brextremist, Remona, Bremona, Remaybe, Prehensible, Remaintenance, Brexorcist. The new words make it harder for foreigners to understand what we are saying. In a tough new international business world, small advantages such as this can be crucial. Tess voted Remain. She spent the morning after the referendum trying to cheer herself up by watching a film from the good old days. She chose the film Threads. Montgomery de Dusseldorf and his friends, Sir William de Flaunay, were glad the public voted to leave. Like so many landowners, newspaper barons, hedge fund managers, firebrand backbench MPs, expat billionaires, and Russian oligarchs, they thought it was high time the ordinary people of Britain got a chance to send a strong message to an out-of-touch elite. The day after the referendum, Helen woke to discover that she shared her country with millions of simply awful people she had never met, who thought the exact opposite of her about most things. Helen wonders if there could be a referendum on those people leaving instead. Evelyn makes lots of jam. The jam is sold all over the world. Britain jam is very popular. Brexit has made Evelyn's job much easier. She can put whatever she likes in her jam and sell it to whomever she pleases. Without Evelyn's jam, the British economy would collapse. Adil and Lucy have not spent Christmas with Lucy's parents since they fell out very badly over the referendum. They had waited many years for a good reason to spend Christmas at home, so it wasn't all bad. Tamara's company sends and receives information from all over the world. While the information passes through the company's British office, it is British information and free of interfering European restrictions. As soon as it leaves the building, it's tied up in red tape again. But it's nice that it's free for a while. Vernon is not worried about foreign workers leaving. British people can mop up in hospitals and supervise veterinary conditions, in abattoirs and stand in fields picking beans, he says. Vernon will not be doing those jobs himself. Of course, he's 63. He's thinking of his nephew Clobbo. He spends all day watching Fortnite gaming videos on Twitch. Giles heard that lots of big companies are planning to leave Britain because they thought that Brexit might be bad for business. Giles panicked. He relocated his bucket and spade, shot from Southend Pier to Glatz in Switzerland. Brexit has certainly been bad for Giles's business. Diggory lives in Islington. He is a parliamentary private secretary at the Department for Exiting the European Union. He has spent the last 2 years enacting the will of the people. It's not the will of any people he actually knows, so he's not really done much towards it. Someone will work it out, he says to himself. They usually do. Buchanan owns a think tank called Ideally Me, which has very close links to government. Ideally Me proposed a super hard option called Concrete Brexit, which would have shut down all trade with Europe and had the unemployed fighting in regional thunderdomes for turnips. Buchanan also owns this real tank, so he probably will be fine. Whatever. Maria applied for dual nationality because her mother is French. Maria has never been to France. I don't like garlic, she says. It smells of wet espadrilles. Cornwallis tells everybody that he has got his country back. He's even started a private militia to deal with anyone trying to enter the village who does not know the 4th verse of the national anthem. In the first week, he had interned 38 undesirable types, including his own plumber. In the months leading up to the Brexit deadline, sensible people everywhere stockpiled water in case the taps went off. A government bus drove around Britain bearing the slogan, "Only the idiots will go thirsty." A bus is a very good way to convey important information. When the Nazis flew over the White Cliffs of Dover, Britain fought back bravely. With nobody to help except lots of pilots from Eastern Europe, Canada, Africa, the USA and the Caribbean. When we cracked the secrets of the Nazi Enigma code machine, we needed nothing but British ingenuity and a Nazi Enigma code machine stolen for us by some Polish spies. We stood alone before, and we can do it again. Can't we? Good night. I hope you enjoyed that book about Brexit. How's that going for you, by the way?